Welcome everybody to the final Smackdown before King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. Here we are in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, here for Friday Night Smackdown, just the night before King and Queen of the Ring, like I said. But we still need to figure out some matches, and that includes the finals for the King and Queen of the Ring matches. We know the Raw side of things, so we have to find out the Smackdown side of things, and starting off here tonight is the King of the Ring semi-final, the Smackdown side, and we can find out who is taking on John Cena at the pay-per-view.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Well, it's not going to be an easy task for John Cena, whoever he ends up taking on. It could be this man, the Samoan werewolf, or it could be this man, a former world heavyweight champion. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins this matchup. Not going to be an easy match for either man. And yes, again, the King Queen Ring match at the pay-per-view.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Well, as Cody Rhodes is out here, people singing his song, clearly their fan favourite, but I wouldn't count out Jacob Fatu, that's for sure. Anyways, let's tell you what we've got in store for you tonight. We're going to hear from Tiffany Stratton after the whole Candice LeRae miss possible situation. We're going to have Ilja Dragunov take on Tonga lower one-on-one. Also, a huge 8-man tag. Dominik is cleared to wrestle tonight. We're going to have a little video call between these two men just before their match at the pay-per-view. Roxanne Press, Dakota Kai, Queen of the Ring, semi-final matchup. But right now, King of the Ring, semi-final matchup between Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Jacob Fatu so far undefeated. He took one draw last week when he double count out with him and Kevin Owens in a tag team match that also included Ilja and Solo Sikoa. Of course, that'll be a match at the pay-per-view for the United States Championship between Solo Sikoa and Ilja Dragunov. Which is, anyway, Jacob Fatu, of course, made his way onto the scene by interrupting Kevin Owens and Ilja Dragunov at Backlash for the United States Championship. And so far, Jacob Fatu has caused havoc. I mean, oof, and just the bloodline in general. Jimmy Uso, I believe, is out injured. I don't know how Joe Hendry's doing. Kevin Owens got injured and now he's back. And like I said, caused some havoc for Jacob Fatu. But Cody Rhodes isn't going to let this slide. Cody Rhodes is not an easy man to defeat. Like I said, to take him to drop his World Championship last season, it took a hell of a triple threat match between him and his other former Legacy members, including Randy Orton, and then Braun Breaker to cash in right after that matchup. That's what it took for Cody Rhodes to drop that World Championship. But I think Jacob Fatu could be one to take him down. Jeez, Cody. That was a shot. It didn't take down Jacob Fatu, but that one did. Jeez. Oof. Because like I said, Jacob Fatu ran through Jimmy Uso, took on Joe Hendry. He's where Cody Rhodes at. He didn't have an easy one himself either. Went through AJ Styles on his first round. A little bit of a Bullet Club type situation. But then after that, he took on Damian Priest. So there was some questionable things with the Judgment Day getting involved in that. And the Priest is part of the Judgment Day and their issues seemingly may have interfered in giving Cody Rhodes the win there. But geez, boof. Like I said, the winner of this match takes up John Cena. He hasn't had an easy road. Took on, to start off with, Karrion Kross. That was a hell of a match. Then he took on Oba Femi. A man that's got a last man standing match now against the person he beat in the first round of the tournament in Omos. Gee, Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes gets out of that. And then just on the past Raw, he took on Randy Orton. Side effect there by Cody Rhodes goes into the cover on Fatu. Oh, not even a one count. This is the man you're dealing with, Cody. Enjoy. Yeah, now Cody looking to whack the Alabama Slammer. No, it's not called that, but that's how I prefer it. Instead of the Alabama Slam, or whatever it is. Alabama Slammer is much better. I think it's the Alabama Slam in it. Yep, because of state, yep. But Alabama Slammer is much better. Anyways, moonsault. Right there to Jacob Fatu. Goes into the cover. One. Kick out there by Fatu. Or at least he got a one count this time. But then he got last time. It's an improvement. And like I said, John Cena beat Randy Orton just this past Monday on Raw. So we know John Cena's going to be taking on the winner of this match. Jeez, it's not going to be an easy way around for Cena either way, but at least he's got just a little under a week to recover, of course, Monday to Saturday. Not quite a full week, but it's much better than these two. I mean, at least they don't have to have the jet lag in between the match, because we were already here in Saudi Arabia. You know, because it's, of course, tomorrow night, the pay-per-view. It's not going to be easy for either of these men. They've just fought the other, and then they have to go and take on John Cena at the pay-per-view. But nonetheless, Cody Rhodes locks in that figure 4. Right to Jacob Fatu. Sorry, that was awful. Anyways, Fatu, geez, he's wriggling around. He's in paper. Geez, just absolutely just launching those strikes right at Cody. That was a flurry and a half. Geez, the viciousness of Jacob Fatu always ceases to amaze me. And I'm sure he's extra pissed right now because he's just taken his first non-victory in a match last week with that double count-out. Jeez, and he was one of the ones that got counted out. It would be another thing if he wasn't a legal competitor, but if he was, then you know. But anyways, those vicious headbutts, like I said, taking out all that aggression right now. Jeez, it kicks in the midsection, but doesn't drop Cody. And Cody going to unleash what he can on Jacob Fatu, but hasn't quite dropped him yet. And Fatu's going to give him one right back. And I think Cody, yeah, it looks like he was shaking the blood out of his eye for a minute, and he's bleeding. I told you got to be careful with those headbutts from a Samoan, let alone the Samoan werewolf himself. As Cody now gets that chop. No, he doesn't. Jacob Fatu. Fatu wants more. Cody, I wouldn't oblige if I was you. They might just piss Fatu off more, just give him that extra adrenaline like he doesn't need it. But he's getting it anyways. Jeez. Cody, go chop. And now Fatu kicks him right down. Fatu now just unleashing more of these headbutts. Right to Cody Rhodes, probably just right to that cut, just busting him open further. This is not looking good for Cody. Like I said, if he does somehow win this, what great shape is he going to be in going to take on John Cena? Oh, no, I wouldn't count out Jacob Fatu about the whole situation. I mean, we know how dangerous he is. Maybe he'd be fine. I mean, he did have that whole brawl with Kevin Owens, but he chucked him off a blooming office building. That's from pissing him off. I don't know if John Cena would quite do that, but Cody Rhodes, geez, pedigree right to Fatu. Goes for that cover. 1, 2, not even a 2 count. It nearly was, but just about not. Cody gets that elbow. But Fatu kicks the head of Cody. Fatu still fighting. Jeez, oh no, Cody gets out of the way of that. Gets out of the way of harm's way. Jeez, Cody shots to the back, stuns him. And looking for a crossroads. Right to Fatu. Cover hugs the leg. 1, 2, kick out from Fatu. Jeez. And now Cody Rhodes looking to lock a submission on Fatu. He just wrenched that arm back. He's doing his best, but look at the blood drip down to Cody Rhodes' face. But Fatu gets out of that. Jeez, and a super kick right to Cody. And now Fatu just that shot right back down. Jeez, Fatu now. Jeez, and again. Fatu maybe feeling like this match has been slipping away from him a little bit, especially after being hit by that crossroads and the pedigree as well. Jeez, now a headbutt. Now just unleashing an onslaught on Cody Rhodes right now. Jeez, maybe this isn't looking so good for Cody Rhodes. Maybe that crossroads was Cody Rhodes' last, well, other than that arm submission, I guess. The last chance for Cody Rhodes in this matchup right now. As Fatu sends Cody right into that corner. And now Fatu heading up to the top rope yet again. Very dangerous. Fatu with a splash. Jeez, right to Cody Rhodes. And now looking for that moonsault. Very mighty indeed. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, Cody kicks out. Fatu don't believe it. Fatu does not believe it indeed. Jeez. And now just unleashing these headbutts right. Cody Rhodes. He's pissed off. He is kicked off. And Cody Rhodes just kicked out of his moonsault. Jeez. Especially right to that splash and all that onslaught of attack that he just did just before it. I think Fatu's in a little bit of disbelief right now, but I think mainly it is just frustration and aggression built over from all the Kevin Owens situation, and now just on top of that, it's the Cody Rhodes situation now too. Jeez. And now Fatu now. Jeez. Cody. Down a headbutt. Fatu now. And again right to Cody Rhodes. Don't forget, Cody Rhodes is already busted open. This is not going to help the situation at all. Jeez, Fatu now. What's he got in store for Cody? Oh, just sending him over the top. Yeah, I mean, there is a count of 10 here, but Fatu, this is going to make it even more dangerous than usual. Jeez, that swanton from the top, crashing down on the outside. Jacob Fatu, not a light man at all. And now Fatu sending Cody right into the barricade. Like I said, Jacob Fatu is in absolute just frustration mode right now. That Cody Rhodes kicked out of the moonsault. I don't think Cody Rhodes has really had much of like pretty much any offense at all since. He's barely had offense since Cody Rhodes' cross. Already had that one arm submission. And that was it. Jeez. Fatu now just going to work on Cody Rhodes. Look at the barricade. Look at the state of that. And Cody Rhodes just got into it repeatedly. Jeez. Well, Cody's even stunning after that one, but I don't think he's had the chance to fool. Jeez. Oh, I think Fatu fixed the barricade a little bit. Just wax in a different location. Sometimes that works. Well, there's still a bit of an issue there, but Fatu nonetheless he had to stop the count. And oh, geez, just landing full body there right on Cody Rhodes. Hopefully we can get some tech guys to fix that barricade during the something, I don't know. But either way, Cody Rhodes, geez, just being sent into the barricade again, geez. And now, Uranagi, jeez. Bit of a shout out to Solo Sikoa there a little bit with his spinning solo, just without the spinning bit. I know either way, Jacob Fatu now, so just keep sending Cody Rhodes into that barricade. We've got to be careful. Might have to ask the fans to stand back a little bit. That barricade might collapse in a minute. Anyways, Cody Rhodes just sending to those stairs. Got a bit of a close up now. Jeez, look at the cut on Cody Rhodes' face right now. Jeez, that close up. And jeez, oh, bouncing him right off that barricade. Jeez, just look at his head. Look at Cody's head. Oh, we didn't quite get the best of the shots there, but nonetheless. What's this from Fatu now? Jeez, powerbomb with authority. Fatu, I think this is enough, mate. You might be able to end it with this. Jeez. Oh, goes flying. Jeez, Cody Rhodes' head might just got squished between Fatu and the barricade. Not what you want at all. Fatu, jeez, just sending him into the post now. And tripping him over from the stairs into the barricade. Jeez. In more time in this close-up angle. Jeez. Ooh, Fatu now. Oh, maybe showing some mercy now. Now sending Cody Rhodes back into the ring now. Oh, a minute! It's Kevin Owens! Jeez, I think the ref's checking on Cody because he's busted open bad and all that battering. I don't think he's noticed this. Ref, turn around! I think maybe, yeah, Owens just sent Fatu into the ring and now the referee turns back around. He sees Owens, but I think Owens just walking back up the ring now, but Fatu's back down. He's been stunned at least by the stunner and Cody Rhodes is back up to his feet. I think Cody doesn't know what's happened. He's questioning the ref. But Cody realises this is an opportunity. Cody Kerr right to Fatu. Fatu still finding a way to get back up to his feet. And Cody Rhodes now. Jeez, maybe looking for another crossroads. And he gets it. Hold on a minute, he's hanging on. And again, I think Cody's making sure that Fatu stays down. Jeez, a third one. He saw where he kicked out of that pedigree. I think Cody just making sure Fatu stays down. Fatu's busted open. Counter 2. 3. Jeez. Fatu has just taken his first loss. He somehow still dragged himself into that corner. After that triple crossroads, there was something inhumane about Jacob Fatu that I think only maybe he was just barely taken down from what Cody Rhodes was able to do to him there. And Kevin Owens, don't forget that. It's like Cody Rhodes, I think he just realised the way that Fatu was able to unleash that onslaught not long after that crossroads and how he kicked out of that pedigree so easily. And especially with other moves in that match. I think Cody Rhodes realised he might just have to, this is just his one chance just to do as much as he can. So he went for the Trinity just to try and make sure Fatu stayed down. And he was just able to do just enough to keep Fatu down. Especially, don't forget the stunner as well. Fatu is going to be pissed. We know he knows it was Owens that did it. I think he had enough chance to look at him. Yeah, jeez. Oh, this is going to be dangerous, but one thing, I think maybe Cena might be sighing a little bit of relief there that he's at least not taking on the Samoan Werewolf. Doesn't mean he's got an easy opponent at King and Queen of the Ring, but maybe a battered opponent considering where he just got put through that matchup. Gee, you can see the blood dripping down his face and down his chest now. Right, jeez. Cody Rhodes with the victory here tonight. She's just barely. Fatu, jeez, rolling out the ring. Look at the blood on the mat. Look at the blood that just dripped down Cody during that highlight reel as well. Jeez. But John Cena, like I said, that man that Cody Rhodes will be taking on at the pay-per-view. Who will be this year's King of the Ring? And challenge for a World Championship with their brand. I guess we'll have to find out tomorrow at the pay-per-view. But nonetheless, what a way to start off the show. Anyways, talk about a little bit of shenanigans and stuff. I felt like Cody Rhodes may have not taken that shenanigan if he knew about it, but he didn't. But nonetheless, Tiffany Stratton, she's done shenanigans of her own recently. Got misted in the face a handful of weeks ago. And she's been on a bit of a hunt to figure out the MISTery. Yeah, I said I was going to give up on that, didn't I? I don't know, I don't remember. Anyways, I said, and I think we now know that it's Candice LeRae. Considering Candice LeRae, we've seen her use Mist recently. I mean, we've seen Oscar too, but Tiffany seems to be more convinced it's Candice LeRae, considering Candice LeRae is part of this brand and Oscar's not. But anyways, I think Tiffany, she seemed to think it was Candice LeRae after attacking her last week. Anyways, don't forget, still to come tonight, we're going to see a match between the United States Champion and Tonga. A big 8-man tag, and just after that, we'll hit our video call between Rollins and Balor. Of course, the main event, Roxanne Perez, Dakota Kai, Queen of the Ring semi-final, but right now we're going to hear from Tiffany Stratton. Well, I think we all now know who misted me in the face, but I want to hear it from the woman herself. So Candice, get out here. Well, it looks like Candice LeRae is coming out. I know she's had her issues with certain people. Had her issues with Thea Hale recently. Hated the fact of how young Thea Hale was and getting into the WWE and whatnot. But Candice LeRae, a veteran, doesn't feel like she's respected as such, and what she's been through on the independent scene as of likes. Anyways, Candice LeRae making her way down to ringside. Was she the one that missed Tiffany Stratton? I don't know. You're asking if I did it? Of course I did it. You're just another young and up-and-comer that the management has put in front of me and given opportunities that should have been mine, just like Thea. But now that's sorted, I want to get some payback for you disrupting and disgracing the work of art that is my face. Well, Tiffany, you want payback, and I want that championship. So how about we do it at King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view? Fine. If that's how I get my payback, then so be it. And I'll prove why I am women's champion at 26, while you're nothing just a whiny bitch at 39. Well, okay then. Looks like Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae. Looks like if Tyler Breeze can get this match set up, it'll be the match happening at King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view for that WWE Women's Championship. It'll be Tiffany Stratton taking on Candice LeRae. He's not a match I expected to see, but I mean, I'm glad to see it. Maybe Candice LeRae can get the flowers she's looking for after getting this match. Maybe even win the championship. But talking of champions, out comes one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Orlando, Florida, weighing in at 230 pounds, one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Tonga.
From my understanding, Tonga he had some business to deal with, but he will be here tomorrow. But he couldn't quite make it to the show today. But nonetheless, the rest of the bloodline's here, though. Sikoa joining Tonga. I don't know where Jacob Fatu is. I think wherever he is, probably about 1,000 security members might be, because he's probably absolutely destroying shit right now after what's just happened earlier on tonight. But anyways, we'll focus on that another time.
WWE United States Champion, Ilja Dragunov.
So the United States Champion is taking on Sikoa at the pay-per-view. A little bit of a warm match for Ilja Dragunov. Maybe Sikoa just trying to break down Ilja Dragunov a little bit before the match. Anyways, don't forget 8-man tag later on tonight. A video call, because we can't get these two anywhere near each other before that match, because we know how things will probably go. And don't forget the main event, the Queen of the Ring semi-final match. But right now, Ilja Dragunov, the United States Champion, takes on Tonga at one half of WWE Tag Team Champions. Jeez. So Sikoa has decided to sit down at a chair right now by the announce table instead of sitting close to the ring, maybe playing a bit of mind games. Ilja Dragunov in that sense, I don't know. But Tonga already taking advantage. Ilja Dragunov took his eye off the ball for just a second. Like I said, it's interesting that Sikoa's barely had to fight his way through this, but Ilja has had multiple matches. Also, a little interesting thing to point out. I mean, these two in a fatal four-way match a few weeks ago. Tonga was not pinned in that matchup, but Ilja pinned Axiom, so, you know, maybe Tonga wants a little bit of revenge for Ilja picking up the win in that matchup and not involving Tonga in that decision. Anyways, Ilja goes flying right to Tonga there. Geez, already on the outside. Face to face with Sikoa. Sikoa just not even acknowledging Ilja barely. They're just staring. Not even standing up, and Tonga going to take advantage, gets a knee. Jeez. And now Tonga sending Ilja right into the announce table. Now stomping his gut. Jeez. Tonga jeez. Don't count him out just because he's a tag champ doesn't mean he can't do things in the singles division. It's always a thing that's underestimating. I mean, Ilja was in the tag division last week. Well, a tag match last week. Didn't even get involved in the matchup though, because it ended up being a bit more of a 2-on-1 handicap match. But of course, that was Ilja's second draw, if I'm not. No, sorry, third draw. Of course, first draw was, which, you know, he was completely undefeated last year, not even draws. And then this year, he's racked up 3 draws. Maybe the final, that, like, wear and tear is slippering for Ilja Dragunov. I mean, to be fair, the first one was a 5-minute draw, 5-minute time limit draw. Tonga goes for that cover kick out there against Omos. Of course, like I said, ended in a draw because the time limit ran out. The second one, Jacob Fatu and Sikoa cost Ilja Dragunov. And well, more cost Kevin Owens the opportunity that looked like Owens was about to win. And then just last week a double counter, although Ilja Dragunov was never involved in that matchup. Oh, hang on a minute. Sikoa just gets that clothesline. Jeez, right to Ilja Dragunov, and the refs had to ring it. I don't think Ilja had any intention of letting this match go on properly. Sikoa, I think, telling Tonga that he's got this now. He wants to do some damage to Ilja Dragunov. Solo, yeah, he had no intention. I don't even know who he expected to win this matchup. He just wanted to get Ilja Dragunov to lower his guard before he can then drop in some damage just before their match tomorrow night. Which, admittedly, as much as I don't agree with it, it is smart from Sikoa here because it's going to take everything to beat Ilja Dragunov. We've seen how he's, like I said, 3 draws. One of them was a time limit draw. One was a count out of a match that he wasn't ever a legal competitor in the matchup of. But in between there, that was probably the closest it ever came for someone to defeat Ilja Dragunov. But Sikoa was the man that interrupted that matchup. But this, jeez, might help out Sikoa, King Queen of the Ring pay-per-view, just chucking those stairs right on Ilja Dragunov. Done again, jeez. It was good to see the barricade's been fixed. Jeez, we know there's stairs against them. Jeez, and now Solo, jeez, just hammering away at Ilja Dragunov there. And Solo now. Oh, no. Jeez, just sent it right into the steps. So it's right against the barricade. Jeez, yeah, they just made a dent in the barricade. You can see they only just fixed that. Gosh damn it. Oh, jeez. Ilja. I still don't think you realise the game that you are playing. And soon, you may just realise it once I take that United States champion and do what my predecessor could not, and that was beat you for that championship. And then I will prove to The Rock why he chose right in giving me the tribal chief status. So I'll see you at King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. Wow. Okay, so Sikoa said some words to Ilja Dragunov before their match at the pay-per-view. Geez, just adding intentions to that rivalry, that is for sure. But anyways, talking about a rivalry with tension, it is these factions feuding, is that to say the least.
The following contest is an 8-man tag match. And at a combined weight of 357 pounds, Elton Prince and Kid Wilson, pretty deadly.
Well, pretty deadly, making their way down to ringside. Well, at least they're about to. They're about to oppose first. The Yes Boy. Jeez, of course, former tag team champions. They are not alone. Of course, this is an 8-man tag, which means they're teaming up with 2 other people. And it is these people, the ones that never slow down. Jeez, ooh, coming through the smoke and clouds. Jeez. Of course, this duo.
At a combined weight of 336 pounds, Axiom and Nathan Frazer. Fraxiom!
Jeez, well as Axiom and Frazer. Make their way down to ringside. That makes one half of this match now to their opponents this evening. One full-on faction here.
And at a combined weight of 849 pounds, JD McDonagh, Carlito, Damian Priest, and Dominik Mysterio, the Judgment Day.
Well, as JD McDonagh seems to lead the Judgment Day down to ringside. Do not forget what we still got in store for you tonight. After this, we're going to hear between these two men. They've been whacked in separate places so they don't attack each other. And then, of Course, the Queen of the Ring semi-final matchup to main event. But right now with this 8-man tag, of course, is kind of Rollins allies versus Balor's allies. Of course, you've got the Judgment Day versus Pretty Deadly and Supersonic Duo. Of course, Pretty Deadly with Rollins make it pretty freaking deadly. And then you have Seth Rollins and Frazer, who, Frazer got mentored by Rollins. Jeez, and Axiom's Frazer's best friend, so he kind of joined in on, been a tag team with Frazer for a while now, so kind of joined in on the fray. They're talking of protege and mentors, of course, JD McDonagh, the one that's just been obliterating Elton Prince right there. He is, of course, the protege to Finn Balor. And then, of course, the rest of Judgment Day members, Carlito, the one that was brought in by Balor, Dominik and Priest there as well. Jeez. Of course, Priest kind of felt like he was there with the OG Judgment Day, though technically not. Well, he was part of the OG Judgment Day. He's Carlito looking to lock in a figure 4. I mean, Balor technically felt like they were the original three, Balor, Priest, and Rhea, but you can't forget about the Edge days. But it proves how long Priest and Balor have been doing this team for. Jeez, as Elton Prince gets that uppercut. Yeah, not long to after Brawl and Dominik Mysterio. But anyways, of course, Queen of the Ring, well, Queen of the Ring pay-per-views coming up. Hold on a minute, Carlito going for the roll-up on Axiom. Ooh, kick out there. These two men were in a fatal 4-way a few weeks ago. Axiom was the one that got pinned, Carlito not involved in the decision. Of course, that was the one with Ilja and Tonga lowering. Kind of there was different stretches going everywhere, so we whacked him in a fatal 4-way for a bit of fun. Of course, Dragunov came up on top of that one. Technically came up on top tonight match-wise, but not properly. But anyways, I was talking about King Queen Ring pay-per-view. Jeez. There's only 2 people in this match that have a match so far at that pay-per-view. One of them is in the ring right now. He's just laid a heavy shot and posing right on that corner there. Jeez, it is the man Carlito looking very cool indeed as he tugs and Dominik Mysterio. Not the other man in this one. In a match at the pay-per-view, sorry. It is the one, JD McDonagh, the one that Carlito is standing right next to right now. And Jesus, sit-out powerbomb by Axiom. Is that it for Dominik? I wouldn't be surprised. 2. Jeez, Dominik kicks out there. We've seen Dominik come into a matchup after the team's been dominating and me rolled up for the free count pretty quickly, so we can't put anything past Dominik Mysterio. But Dominik gets a clothesline. But yeah, like I mentioned, Carlito, JD McDonagh, one of the ties that were in that fatal 4-way match was the Carlito Tonga Loa, because of course JD McDonagh and Carlito taking on the Tongans for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Of course, that'll be happening tomorrow. I believe they earned that spot by beating Pretty Deadly, no less. In a tag contenders matchup. Which, interestingly enough, JD and Carlito, geez, Dominik being hung out to dry there a bit. JD and Carlito requested a match against Pretty Deadly separately when one of the many times that Dominik has lost from a roll-up 2 seconds being involved into a matchup when it was a 6-man tag that also included Seth Rollins on the Pretty Deadly side, making up Pretty freaking Deadly. Of course, like I said, we'll hear from Balor and Rollins after this. They've been separated because we know how that will go down if they get anywhere close to each other. We purposely kicked Rollins out of the building last week so we could have Balor tell us if he was medically cleared or not. So that kept Rollins out of the building. And then we kept both of them out of the building here tonight. And so we can get a bit of a video clip before their match. Jeez, doof. It'll be the last time. It feels like these lot have been feuding for ages. And like I said, we're just kind of trying to let everything settle down as Dominik gets that cheese super kick where he gets ping-ponged around. Gets Kid, but not Elton as Elton tags back in. And Dominik looking for the roll-up. He's one kick out there. I mean, we've had some issues between Rhea and Becky as well. We had a steel cage match a handful of weeks ago. And then they were in a mixed tag match a few weeks ago as well. So hopefully that they've settled things for the most part now. Now we're just making sure that the men have solved every last one of their situations. Though, to be fair, there seems to be issues within the Judgment Day themselves. As I mentioned in the Cody Rhodes Jacob Fatu match, arguably the Judgment Day cost Priest the opportunity at advancing in the King of the Ring tournament. Maybe one could argue it was a bit more JD and Carlito than it was Dominik Mysterio, to be fair to him. But you know, it is what it is. I mentioned even Dominik still kind of got partially injured in that mixed tag match a few weeks ago that Rhea was part of. So Dominik wasn't even available last week. It started out as a very bad day for Judgment Day with all that stuff until Balor announced he was cleared. But jeez, oof, can Judgment Day turn it around? Jeez, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if Priest did advance far enough, because of course Balor being champion and now cleared, that could have been the match at SummerSlam if things went a certain way, but not seemingly going to be the case, but still could be the case for Asuka and Io Sky. If Asuka beats the winner of tonight's main event at the pay-per-view, and she will get that Women's World Championship opportunity at SummerSlam, or Io Sky still holding on to it by that point, who's to know? JD McDonagh seems to want to tag off Priest. Priest debating about it and decides to tag him in. Okay, they're seemingly working together, even if there is a bit of hesitations there. Oh, jeez. I'm just seeming maybe to single out Elton Prince a little bit here. Jeez. Oh, get that clothesline on JD McDonagh. Tags in Frazer. Back to the proteges. He's had a few one-on-one matches. Jeez, you can even say JD McDonagh even took Nathan Frazer off the card at Mania to then lead to a no Smackdown tag title match, but then ended up being a bit of an implosion of the bloodline, and Jimmy and Solo fought for each other, and they were the tag champs. So, you know, plenty of history between everybody related here, but it feels like maybe more so in this matchup. No more so in this matchup than these two right now, because of course it was Protege versus Protege. JD McDonagh just wrenching right now on Frazer here, jeez. Oh, this is not a great look for him. Of course, the injury was to the legs. That move definitely does hurt the legs, that is for sure. JD McDonagh tags in Carlito. Yeah, the option between Priest and Carlito, chose Carlito, but those two need to make sure they're on the same page if they're going to beat the Tongans at the pay-per-view, that is for sure. The Tongans attacked them last week, which didn't help the morale of the Judgment Day last week, which we didn't see Priest or Rhea involved anywhere around to help them, so you've got to be one of those things. You just got to question how functioning is the Judgment Day right now, but seemingly doing okay, just like Carlito, jeez. Pulls out a Hurricane Runner. Did not expect that from Carlito at all. Jeez. Carlito now gets that leg drop right on the back of the head. Kit Wilson tags in Jaden McDonagh. These two seemingly starting to work well together. I mean, well, those two seem to be on the same situation. Same level. It's Dominik and Priest doesn't quite feel aligned with JD and Carlito and Balor. I'm really trying to play Peacekeeper, but maybe he's leaning a bit more into Dominik and Priest. And geez, Jaden McDonagh just absolutely abolishing Kit Wilson's head right now. Jeez. Not looking good for Kit right now. As Jaden McDonagh picks him up, plants him down right to Kit Wilson there. Jeez, now tagging back in Carlito, just completely leaving Dominik and Priest out to dry. They're the ones close to the corner, but now he goes out to Carlito. First one away from him. And now Carlito, jeez, that whiplash neck breaker. Oh, and the Judgment Day all in unison. Maybe the Judgment Day finally starting to work together well. They're just taking out everybody, jeez. Everybody's gone down. And now Carlito, over, and a backstabber, jeez. How the Judgment Day sorted out the kinks, I don't know. Either way, 1, 2, 3. Carlito gets the win. Nobody to be seen nearly. The Judgment Day absolutely cleared out. So like I said, there were some issues even in that matchup, even if it was more subtle, but seemingly they were able to sort it out just like that almost. I hope that picked that up. That was me clicking my finger or snapping it or whatever. And it seemed to work out, and like I say, the Judgment Day can use that kind of tag team prowess at the pay-per-view. Maybe we might see new WWE tag team champions, but I guess we'll have to see how that goes as of time. But it'll be interesting to see how that all fares. But it's nice. I guess it's nice to see the Judgment Day seemingly maybe becoming better again. Like I said, maybe the subtleties weren't subtleties. Maybe they were things just healing. They were just slowly getting things back into gear. They were transitioning from how bad it was maybe like last week to how good things are now. Because now the Judgment Day have just pulled out this huge win on this 8-man tag on the precipice of the pay-per-view, maybe giving Finn Balor some momentum.
Here are your winners: JD McDonagh, Carlito, Dominik Mysterio, and Damian Priest, the Judgment Day.
Well, not only is it just giving Balor some momentum, but also JD and Carlito. Anyways, of course, I was talking about a video call between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Hold up a minute, I'm getting word or something here. Something's going on backstage. Oh, jeez, it's Jacob Fatu, jeez, and Kevin Owens. Oh, Fatu's gone flying, jeez. That's a hell of a dragon screw. Jeez, a frog splash from the Fatu's gone out of the way there. Jeez, what's going on down here? Clearly, Fatu was, I said he was going to be pissed. And clearly proving to be so. Even more so, just taking it to these two just fighting out in the backstage area here. We need to sort this out. Pronto, jeez. And Fatu, jeez. What's he got in store for Owens? I don't even know. Jeez, but Fatu's been able to, not been able to capitalize on whatever it was. Owens just wriggling and fighting. Jeez. Sending these going flying. We need to go get some security. I thought there was going to be like 100 security guards. Maybe Fatu's already taken out every single one of them. I wouldn't put it past him. Jeez, just dragging him right to the floor. We need to go stop this right now. Jeez, a stunner right to Fatu. Jeez. Somebody, can we get anybody, please? Anybody? No, Fatu's still finding a way to fight through all this pain. I don't quite know how much he's been able to put out through all this fight. There's like all this punishment here tonight. He's not only taking on Cody Rhodes, he's also brawling Kevin Owens, who interfered in the match against Cody Rhodes. Fatu is something else, man. That is for sure. Jeez, but Owens catches that kick. Fatu, jeez, a super kick. Oh no, now Fatu's got a shovel. He's got a shovel now. Watch out, Kevin. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, right. Is that the shoulder or the back of the neck? I don't know, but Owens tries to get out of harm's way, but not properly. Not able to do it fully. Jeez. Oh, now Fatu. Fatu, no. Jeez, right on the shovel. Jeez. Oh, can we get someone to stop this, please? One thing I've got to ask you, Seth. Because everybody knows why I hate you even before all this reignited last year. Because you injured me, I won the Universal title and never had the chance to do anything with it. And all you did was laugh in my face. And when you came back, you pretended to be this better person, which I just got fooled by. And so I did my best to forget. I pushed feelings down, and we see where that's gotten me. Yet you seem to be mutually hateful towards me. And I just want to know why. You want to know why I hate you? You want to know why I hate you? I hate you because I was supposed to be the inaugural Universal Champion, but I wasn't. Instead, it was the guy that just got called up from NXT, the guy that used to date my wife, and maybe, if things played out differently, would still be dating her now. And even though I injured you during that match, you still found a way to beat me. You're not the only one that obsesses over that match and that night. I think about it every time I step into that ring, trying to make up for that, knowing I would never be able to erase that from my past. But at least I could say that I used it to make me better, and it meant I keep beating you time and time again. But then came WrestleMania. You beat me. We're back to the same situation. How can I live this down? I need to be better than you, whatever it takes. That's why I hate you. All of this, everything you've done to me, stems from your insecurities because of Becky. I have a wife. I am not interested in Becky at all. Not to be even friends anymore, considering that she married you, my worst enemy, and has seen me go through all of this. I want nothing to do with Becky, especially not on a romantical level anymore. Doesn't matter. I still want to be better than you in every way, and I will make sure that that is the case, even up to my last dying breath. Clearly, we hate each other more than anybody else in our entire lives, and it's eating us both alive, and we need to bury it. But I'm not talking about burying a hatchet. I'm talking about burying the other in a casket match. For once, Balor, I like the way you think. I can be rid of you for good. Question is, though, can your body take that kind of fight? If it can't, then maybe I may have to bring out a darkness from within that nobody has seen in a while. Well, I mean, we didn't even get to think about any of what Rollins just said. These two are still fighting. We've cut back to it, geez. Right into this car. I don't know whose car this is. I mean, it ain't mine, so, you know, as long as you just go to that car and not mine, I'll be alright. But geez, I thought he was about to pick up the trash bag. No, he's picked up the trash can instead. Oh, maybe not. Owens decided he wants to do something different to Fatu instead. I'm not quite sure what Owens has got planned instead. Maybe just about to send him back into the car? No? No, it doesn't matter whatever Owens is thinking, because Fatu was taking advantage of Owens trying to think of something sick and twisted in that brain. And now Fatu, geez, just an impaler DDT right to Owens. We need to get these two stopped before somebody gets injured again. And I think, I've got to be honest, I don't think it's going to be Fatu that's one that's going to be getting injured. Jeez. Oh, what a stop sign right to the chest. I mean, we saw that power drive on the shovel. I don't even know how Owens is still fighting, to be honest. It proves the toughness of these two men. Jeez. Owens must have had the most nastiest of landings off that office to really put him out for injury, considering what we've seen him fight through tonight. And still carry on fighting, though he is seemingly a little knocked down after that headbutt. I think Fatu wants to put Owens in the ambulance himself and get him sent to a hospital. That's about the most merciful thing Jacob Fatu's ever done, isn't it? I'm about to send you to a hospital instead of a grave or something. I don't know, either way. Fatu just getting his chest just stomped in. Oh, Owens now. Maybe he's going to the ambulance. Oh no, he wants a traffic cone. Jeez. Oh, jeez, that's just something right to the midsection. The cone's supposed to be for hazards, but maybe Owens with the cone is a hazard, and jeez, just super kicked on that cone. Definitely these two fighting are a hazard, that's for sure. Maybe that's why there's no security. Jeez, and a DDT, and the legs land right in the cone too. Jeez. Owens now. Is he going store for Fatu? I don't know. Where is security? We had this whole backstage segment between Rollins and Balor that we haven't even been able to digest yet because these two are still fucking fighting, and jeez, Owens just tripped right over the cone there. Jeez, nasty fool. Oh, I'm back to the stop sign. Please, one of you read it, and please, just stop! Jeez! Fatu just sends it right into Owens. Jeez. Oh, just lighting up Owens now. Oh, jeez, not again, not again. Oh, stop sign is dying! Oh, not quite the stop sign, but still on the concrete. Jeez! Fatu! Well, I don't believe it at this point. How? How is Owens fighting back? What is in these two men to keep possessing to fight back? And now it's Fatu that's been tripped over the cone, and Owens is back to it. Jeez, Owens that boom right to the midsection. Oh, and again. Jeez, I don't even know what to say anymore. These two are just looking to absolutely destroy one another. Jeez, we need to do something about this. And jeez, the drop kick right to the cone. Jeez, this cone's been used so much. The cone is the hazard. It's supposed to point out a hazard. It's become the hazard. Jeez, and so is this fight. Yeah, Fatu, what's he got in store for Owens out here? Oh, maybe looking for a Samoan drop, and he is so, jeez. I feel like a Samoan drop on a concrete feels pretty tame for what we've seen in this brawl. And who knows what happened during that video call between Rollins and Balor, that interview thing. Who's to say? I don't even know at this point. But Owens just sending Fatu. Jeez, these two are fighting all around the garage. I don't know how this is going to go down. But jeez, Owens, a stunner now right to Fatu. Jeez, Owens, oh, he's still not done with this traffic cone. Jeez, maybe the fight's been too much for both men now, but Fatu, don't forget he had a match as well. Jeez, maybe becoming too much for Fatu. As we finally found Fatu's kryptonite, a traffic cone, I don't know, but jeez, that was a hell of a fight. But talking about a fight, we actually have a match to do now. Jeez, a proper legal match this time, so let's get to it. Oof.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
Well, the prodigy makes her way down to ringside, very confident in her abilities, is she, to go on to beat this woman. Not going to be an easy task. We nearly saw Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade, and that rivalry reignited, but it was this woman that was able to defeat Cora Jade in the previous round.
And her opponent from Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai.
Well, as Dakota Kai makes her way down to ringside, we still haven't been able to progress all the Rollins and Balor stuff, but don't forget, of course, this is a Queen of the Ring semi-final matchup, and it is the main event of the evening. Roxanne Perez, the prodigy, versus Dakota Kai. Let's get this going, shall we? I mean, do we have a chance to talk about Balor and Rollins? I mean, just to hear the Rollins' side. I mean, I've always spoken about Balor, about him being all angry about everything, and how he seemed like his buttons are so easily pushed, but I was just kind of assuming that Rollins was always teasing him a little bit and just enjoyed it, but maybe there's part of him that still did, but I didn't expect all that hate and the insecurity. I guess it proves you just don't really fully know people. And how much you spend time watching them and how me commentating them. You know, I talk about them so much. It's like I hear them do their promos. I talk about them as they're coming down to the ring. I talk about them when they're leaving the ring. I talk about them when they're brawling, and then when they're actually in the match. Whether they win, they lose, they drop championships, they pick up championships, they retain championships. All of that when they tag team, when they're in singles, when they're in fatal four ways, when they're in ladder matches, in normal matches. You just don't quite fully know people still sometimes. So I guess that's one thing to think about. I don't know. But yeah, as we said, we'll go into this one, which I feel like these two have definitely evolved over the past year as well, talking about that, but there's more Dakota Kai having to step out away from not really liking Bayley's leadership, and also not really liking the way Io Sky went about getting away from Bayley, so Dakota Kai went out on her own. Bayley and Io are still having their issues on Raw. Dakota Kai's fully come over here to SmackDown. And then Roxanne has gained this cocky ego. She's really living into this prodigy moniker now after she tapped out Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania in a no-holds-barred submission match. These two are going to work, putting on a great match, but like I said, just my brain's so far into Rollins and Balor. It feels like that's basically controlled the last season and all of this season so far. It's just been that, and might be coming to a head, and in a casket match, no less. It proves how serious shit has gotten. Anyways, like I said, it's a bit disservice if I don't focus on this match for these two women. Jeez, 1, 2, kick out Roxanne, because these two definitely deserve all the spotlight they are getting right now in this main event on the Go Home SmackDown to King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. They in this Queen of the Ring semi-final match was Roxanne Perez looking for this roll-up on Dakota Kai. 1, 2, kick out from Dakota. Like I said, they deserve every little bit of spotlight that they should. So I'm going to do my best to move away from the Rollins and Balor thing now that I've kind of spoken about it. We can focus on this. It's a frog splash, but no, Dakota Kai gets out of harm's way. Dakota Kai kicks the head. Roxanne pushes her away and now just unleashing more strikes right to the face of Dakota Kai there. Jeez, oof. I mean, I mentioned, of course, the winner of this takes on the opponent there, Brand. Of course, Tiffany Stratton, the current champion. We'll see her take on Candice LeRae for the championship at the pay-per-view. 1, 2, kick out there. Of course, Tiffany Stratton, the champion. And of course, the winner of this take on Oscar at the pay-per-view. I know they're in different brands, but Dakota Kai and Io Sky, like I mentioned, Io Sky, the women's world champion. Be interested to see how things play out. Of course, Oscar and Io are friends now and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see how things go. Of course, we know the men's one is going to be not Jacob Fatu. It's going to be Cody Rhodes versus, the powerbomb from Roxanne Perez right to Dakota Kai using all that strength. 1, 2, kick out there by Dakota. You didn't quite expect that from Roxanne Perez from her stature and size, but you got some strength back and behind there. Fair play to her. Just unleashing some of these forearms right to Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai's had enough of that, and a kick right to the chest as these two are looking to trade blows. Like I said, it's going to be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. The men's side of things. What's going to be the women's side of things? What's going to be the Queen of the Ring final? We know the King of the Ring final. What's going to be the Queen of the Ring final? It's going to be one of these two going to be in that matchup taking on Oscar. You're going to have to find out. Could it be the winner of this? Trade of blows. Would that be the winner of this matchup? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see as things go out here. Jeez, Roxanne. Dakota. Roxanne, no. Dakota, no, Roxy. Jeez. Then Roxy gets it there, but geez, taking herself out a little bit, but Dakota having to use the corner to get herself up there. Roxanne Perez back up to her feet regularly, and geez, gets an uppercut there right to Dakota. Jeez. And now Roxanne planting over an Impaler DDT, split leg style, goes to cover. 1, 2, kick out from Dakota. Jeez, Roxanne getting a little frustrated. Jeez, as I said, Dakota's put up a great matchup here. Like I said, there was the possibility of Roxanne versus Cora. There was also a possibility of that Dakota match being Dakota versus Tegan, as Roxanne's gone for an interesting cover here. 1, 2, kick out by Dakota. So definitely some possible rivalries that could have happened in this tournament, but haven't. And we're going to be Dakota and Roxanne in this part of the match. Jeez, Dakota wrapped up in all kind of bad way right now by Dakota, because from Roxanne, a variation of a crossface. No, she prefers the regular, more I've forgotten the the more, generic's not the right way of saying that, but either way, you know what I mean. The regular version of a crossface as well as Dakota Kai wrenching back on this, but it goes cursed with Roxanne Perez. The more traditional, that's the word, more traditional crossface. As Dakota Kai, jeez, laying in those kicks. Of course, Dakota Kai very well known for her kicks. Jeez. We're talking about kicks, the Goto kick. Jeez. Now going into the cover to the leg. 1, 2. Kick out from Roxanne there, jeez. God, I hope that she knocks the Prodigy's lights out, but not quite yet. Of course, I believe Roxanne Perez is the most winning woman on the entire WWE company right now in terms of this season. So it's not going to be an easy feat to knock her down, but Dakota Kai is going to try her hardest. Jeez. Kick to the head right to Roxanne there, jeez. Dakota now. What's she got in store for Roxanne? Oh, jeez, off the ropes. Going to get it this time, and she does. Get it right, her Roxanne, jeez. Feeling the effects is the Prodigy. There's Dakota now sending Roxanne into that corner. Up to the top rope, here we go. Maybe looking for something avalanche style. Oh, looks like it's gonna be a Hurricane Rana! Jeez. Ooh, Roxanne Perez writhing around in agony right now. Dakota Kai looks like she maybe was thinking about doing something, decided to go for the cover instead too. Kick out from the Prodigy. Maybe that wasted time, that questioning what she should do. Is maybe just cost Dakota Kai there, I don't know. And Dakota, jeez, oh, just gonna unleash some kicks right to the face. Jeez, that was a boatload there. Right to the Prodigy, jeez. And Dakota now. Off the ropes, jeez, kicks the midsection. Kicks to the back of the head. Down again. Jeez, Dakota on the advantage here. Can she capitalize? Can she get this win? Can she advance in the tournament? Jeez, no. Perez ducks. Jeez, gets that. No chop block. Jeez. And Roxanne just gets booted right in the face for her troubles. And now Dakota Kai standing over Roxanne. Jeez, hang on a minute. The lights have gone out, except for those ones. What's going on here? What is going on here? Dakota Kai, you can see her standing just about. You can see from the numerous and green booted. Oh my gosh. It's the Women's World Champion Io Sky. She's arrived a day early. Here to Saudi Arabia. Jeez. I don't think she wants Dakota advancing. I don't quite know why, but I know why kind of. But it's not actually going for her title. Roxanne Perez. I think she's a little pissed that the lights were turned out. Interfering in her matchup. And Roxanne Perez, geez, oh, the drop kick. Maybe she should have taken advantage as Dakota Kai's caught those legs. Geez, maybe this is a woken something in Dakota. I don't know. But I think Roxanne was pissed that the lights went out and she got disoriented too. Geez, another chiropractor right to Dakota Kai. Covers right in front of Io Sky, I imagine. 2, 3. Dakota Kai, jeez. Io tried to cost Dakota. I mean, it's not like Io would be like Dakota would be going for Io's championship. But clearly, Io doesn't want to see Dakota become champion. I mean, it means they might have to face off back all the way at Survivor Series if that happens, because of course that would be champions versus champion situation. If Dakota wins at SummerSlam and Io holds on to it long enough and whatnot, that could be the match at Survivor Series between those two. Maybe Io doesn't want that. Jeez, and so it costed Dakota Kai there, or at least attempted to. And then Roxanne Perez didn't seem too happy that maybe at the very least the lights got turned out. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Roxanne right now to cheat, but maybe she feels like maybe she doesn't need to or something. I don't know. I couldn't quite hear her from Roxanne, but clearly had some issue with Io's distraction. So clearly that cost her just a little bit too much time wasted focusing on Io Sky. She seemed happy to take the disadvantage to start off with. Maybe she was actually challenging Io Sky. There's like, I'm gonna win at SummerSlam there. I'm gonna win at SummerSlam and I'll challenge you at Survivor Series and I'll beat you. I'll prove that I'm the better champion. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That seems a bit more like it for the Prodigy, considering that, don't it? I think so. But either way, we're in a bit of shenanigans situation here. That's for sure. Shenanigans on both semi-finals here tonight. But nonetheless, it has sorted out what is happening at the pay-per-view. Jeez. Well, of course, the Queen in the Ring final matchup now. Sorry, it's Asuka versus Dakota Kai. Of course, they could be challenging for the winner of that match. Candice versus Tiffany Stratton. Don't forget the Women's World Championship. Naomi versus Io Sky. That's, of course, on the opposite side of things. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Of course, going to be the King of the Ring. They could either be taking on the winner of this match, Braun Breaker versus CM Punk, or the winner of this match, possibly Seth versus Finn Balor, which we now know is a casket match. Don't forget, this came from the tournament. The last man standing match between Obafemi and Omos. This also came from the tournament. If Bayley beats Kyrie, she gets a championship, tag team championship shot at Money in the Bank. And Kevin Owens, Jacob Fatu, that's been made official. That's good. We need that, that's for sure. Not the only Bloodline in action tonight, that night. The WWE Tag Team title matchup and also United States title matchup. And don't forget the World Tag Team Championship match and the Intercontinental Championship match between R-Truth and Logan Paul. Geez, a very stacked pay-per-view. That is to say the very least. And out comes Oscar. We saw John Cena come down to Showdown with Cody Rhodes, and that is how we're ending Smackdown, a showdown between Oscar and Dakota Kai. See you for the pay-per-view.